Good morning. It's Sunday, the 24th of May at 1995, Island Highway, Campbell River. And depending on your time zone, it's probably similar time. Trust everyone's well, doing fine. Still overcast, bit of rain happening here today, so we're inside for a while. It's been an interesting time since January, and I imagine interesting wherever you have been. Interesting, frustrating, disturbing. Today I've got a video link that is, I think, rather really important. And I know that many people out there just don't believe it, refuse to believe it, don't know about it. If they did know about it, wouldn't believe it, would refuse to believe it, and think that nobody in their right mind would do that to people. But there is a sad reality, and it takes me back to when I was in grade 6 a long time ago, and the teacher, Peter Pellicati, who first broached the idea that he said was in the works and had been in the works for quite some time. And that was then, it was in the works. And it was all about one world government. One world, one government, one body of people to control the world. And he broached that in an idea to get our opinions, to see if we would think of what we thought about it. Now get this, we're grade 6, and here is a teacher broaching the subject to grade 6 students. Today a lot of adults just sort of gloss their eyes over and don't want to listen to it, don't want to pay any attention to it. And I found back then most of my classmates, they thought it was a good idea. I thought it was, it stunk then and it stinks now, and it's a nasty idea. Perhaps now I think it's more, I just like it more now than I did back in grade 6, because right now it is becoming a reality, and it's just around the corner. And if people don't think it's happening, well, it is happening. I just sort of look at the people, look at China for instance, how that population is controlled. And I know there's some clowns in the country who are sort of blaming the Chinese people, the Canadian Chinese citizens, for this stupid virus we have. And it's not the people's fault. It's nothing to do with the Chinese citizens. It's to do with their CCP government. The idiots, the thugs who control China. You know, it's, I think we gotta get past that. And I think if people would look at this possibility, they would quickly realize that it's not the people that they're sort of making scapegoats of this thing for. It's the governments, and it's some people on top. And so, having said that, you know, if you don't believe that this, you know, happening, you just got to look around. I have a lot of people who would come into the coffee shop and were excited that everything could be done off their phone. They didn't have to carry cash, credit cards, or ID or anything. They look forward to that. Some people even looking forward to, they could have a chip in their thumb or their wrist or whatever, so they didn't have to carry anything. It was always with them. It was more convenient. It was really easy. And they were willing to, the biggest response and I would ask them would be, well, I've got nothing to hide. People can know what they want about me. It's all okay. And you sort of look at these people, and they've been educated that way. Younger people in particular. Not all of them, but the majority of them have been, that's how they've been brainwashed. So what's on the horizon, they've all been schooled in it for their elementary, high school, university time. Because I talk to people with 3 or 4 degrees who still think that way. They just think there's no problem, that nobody would do this, that it's impossible. And some of them refuse to sort of look at the evidence or sort of look at and analyze the thing or even get into a debate about it. So I hope you watch the video. I'll put a link on to the video. And I hope you have the patience and the courage to watch it through. Then make up your own mind. And if you don't think it's happening, we'll just look at what the events since January 2020. Most of us are staying at home. Why? Because, well, the government shut all the businesses down. So there's a few people working, what they call the essential workers. But all you non-essential people are staying at home. Because you have a non-essential job and non-essential tasks. So the government is controlling the economy of the individuals, how you can make your income, how you can proceed with your life. We have a prime minister who comes out of his bedroom, comes down the steps without any debate, no discussion in Parliament, and makes decisions for us. And this fellow has a minority, is in charge of a minority government. It's intriguing, and yet most people are okay with that. They figure he's doing a good job because he's sending up some allowances to people, and but he's just sort of really thrown a rotten apple into the basket. And the rotten apple is convincing people to give up rights and freedoms for a few pennies. So we're in Canada, we're well on that way to ending up like China, like the poor people in China. And we're closer than you think. But anyway, well, having said that, I was looking at the big corporations that are in a bit of financial trouble. And the government is willing to give them some money, minimum of 60 million. They have to have 300 million in business, but the government wants a 15% share, wants to put some government hat lackeys on the board of directors. Now that's what you call socialism. It's what they do in China. All these billionaire companies, the government runs those, although some people think China's totally free economic system. So we're closer to China than we think we are. And, but we're just not seeing it. Like I say, is the Prime Minister who has grown a beard and made himself look scruffy, so maybe he looks like I don't know what he's trying to do. I really think he should go back to his blackface days and to do whatever he did back then, and because he's a scary individual. And what's more scary is that the average person in the street thinks he's doing a great job. That's what's scary. But anyway, I'll go for now. I'll load this all up, and again, fire at me if you don't like this link. Give me your reasons why it's wrong, why it is illusion, if you don't think it's happening, or if you do think it's happening, what can we do about it? Or are we past the tipping point? Well, take care. Bye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow.